Welcome to Well-Traveled Life. You're with Jonathan and Jennifer on where to stay around the world. In the very north of Scotland, just below Durness, along the North Coast 500, lies Balnakeil Beach. This whole area is a really popular spot on the North Coast 500 because there's so much to do right in and around it. Just before you get to Durness, coming from the north, is the zip line that goes off a cliff over the beach and down to the shore below. And there is parking on the left just over the bridge. And even if you weren't ziplining, this is still a beautiful beach to go walk. And if you continue on just a little further beyond the zipline area, you will very quickly come to Smoo Cave. Smoo Cave is a waterfall. You can go in on your own for free. You don't have to pay for the tour. The tour will take you into the cave a little bit further, but you'll be able to see what you need to see just by walking down the steps and following the path. The Smoo Cave Hotel offers a good meal. It is just down this small street towards the end of it. And they obviously have lodging, but you can also go just for a meal. But you probably do want to book in because it's one of the few places to get food. It tends to be crowded. In this part of the North Coast 500, you're really at a loss for major stores and restaurants and cafes and that kind of thing. If you go into Durness, there are a couple of other quick eat places, though even those will have some spotty hours. There's a pub at the caravan park, but the pub itself doesn't serve food. We had to go to a food shack and get food to bring to the pub. And there is a small spar shop, so there is something available here. There is a car charger in town near the caravan park, but there's not a lot. So this is an area where you probably want to go ahead and either bring your own things or plan ahead and make a booking. We're telling you this and giving you this level of detail at the beginning of a video about our lodging because this is why it makes sense to do a self-catered lodging in Durness. Bring your own food, you've got a kitchen, and you can make your own meals. It just makes life a little bit easier. And the lodging we're going to show you is in Balnakeil, which is just a little bit past Durness, coming from the north. So you'll want to be sure and stop at the spar shop. They do have public toilets right there. You will pass the pub that I mentioned, and you will pass the car charger that I mentioned right here in the center of town and come into the spar shop right here. Once you've loaded up, it's just 2 miles more to get down to Balnakeil and the little craft village. And the house we're staying at is called the Kimpies. There is good and bad about this house. Some we talk about a luxury stay. This is not a luxury stay. This is a funky stay. And we're going to give you a tour of both the interior and the exterior because here that sort of mattered. But what we do want to assure you of is the beauty of the area. Balnakeil Beach may be even more beautiful than the Durness Beach. It is just spectacular, and we'll show you that too, because you really are in a very special part of Scotland. Balnakeil lies at the northern tip of Cape Wrath on the North Coast 500, and you will enter it through the craft village. This is a conglomerate of small buildings with crafters and free spirits anchored by Cocoa Mountain, known for the best hot chocolate in the whole wide world. The craft village is a little bit hodgepodgey. You're going to see a lot more from the outside sometimes than from the inside. I tried to go into as many shops as possible. A lot of them have sort of different hours, but when you go in, you will see real crafters doing their work as their shop is also generally their studio. So it's worth sticking around and seeing what you can find open. There's some really fun people and definitely a number of free spirits. It gives the whole village an interesting feel. Maybe you've stepped back a little bit to the 60s and 70s. Just past the craft village, you will go down to that magnificent beach, and that's the real gem of Balnakeil. On the side of an 8th century monastery lies the ruins of a 16th century church that overlooks the beach below it. This is the house where we stayed, Kempies. It is actually closer to the craft village than it is to the beach, which I wish that had been reversed. The beach for me was the real gem. The beach is a 10-minute walk from the house, which isn't difficult, but it's a 2-minute walk to the craft village. But let's go in and take a look at the house as well. The door will be left open upon arrival, and the owner will leave pamphlets and flyers and keys on the kitchen table. Philip is a jack of all trades. Not only does he rent out the house, but he is also your barber and your masseuse, and he runs the haunted house next door. On this tour, we're going to start with the inside of the house because that's where this house shines. The front door has a small vestibule that opens up to a main hallway. Straight ahead will be the bathroom with sink, toilet, bathtub with shower wand overhead. And then if you go to the right or the left of the bathroom, you have the kitchen and dining room. The dining room area is first with a wooden table set for 6 people. And then there is a kitchen. All of the necessities are there in the kitchen. And you have glassware, etc., out in the china cabinet in the dining room. And to the left of the dining room is a full utility room. It has a washer dryer as well as some storage, an extra refrigerator freezer. There is also a sink, a microwave, and a door to the backyard. There are 2 bedrooms. The one to the right of the front door has a king-size bed, some built-in shelving and cabinetry, as well as a closet and 2 nightstands. And the one to the left of the front door has 2 twin beds, a center console between, an extra chair, windows out to the front yard, a seashell art installation on the back wall. Flooring throughout the house is slate tile. The final room is off to the left, and it's a large living room featuring a smart TV, a futon, and 2 chairs. I have to be honest, the futon's not terribly comfortable, but it was really great to have a smart TV. Throughout the house, you'll see the rusted galvanized metal as artwork, and the feature wall in the living room has been left in its original cement condition, which can give everything kind of a rustic feel. But when combined with the front yard, I have to say this had a more junky, less rustic feel. The storage container in the backyard did have rabbits that were all over the place all the time. So actually the best part of the outdoors were the rabbits in the backyard, because unfortunately this is the view from your front windows. There is an allocated parking space, so that's a great thing, but you are sharing that parking area with all of the camper vans that came in. While we didn't love the location or the views, the house was big, was furnished sufficiently, and had what you needed to be comfortable. I just think we wish we were closer to the beach or in a little prettier setting.